Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go because we are going to talk about spot Bitcoin ETFs, market manipulation, theories why it all happened. We are going to make fun of the SEC, as I just said on Twitter. So, everything and all of that in this live stream, so make sure to stay tuned. Welcome, and good morning to all of you, especially to the ones that are already in the chat. I see MVE loving the manipulation and the Gary memes. We have Nido Aquo saying, "Yo, what is going on?" So welcome, and also a warm welcome to Oyvind right above me here. If you want another avatar for your channel membership, then please let me know on some way, most likely on Twitter. Also get in touch with me. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tick that little bell to always get notified. Free ways of supporting me. Non-free ways are super thanks or the channel membership here. And it comes along with access to my Telegram group. And Oyvind here is our latest member with the number 28. That leaves only one sub 30 mint for my rare hodler fam. So that is crazy. Thank you all for being here and supporting me. I mean, you see how many people are already channel members. That was the wrong direction. I always get confused by the mirror. But yeah, let's crack on. Let's go in with the news, guys. Let's go in with the news and look at what has happened just yesterday, because the SEC has posted yesterday, and I have reposted it because it came from the official government US Securities and Exchange Commission account. Today, the SEC grants approval for Bitcoin ETFs for listing on all registered national security exchanges. The approved Bitcoin ETF will be subject to ongoing surveillance and compliance measures to ensure continuous investor protection. So everyone was like, yo, they did it one day earlier than expected. Everyone was reposting like crazy. Everyone was posting that the spot Bitcoin ETFs are finally here. But then, obviously, and as always, this comes out. Between that, also Gary Gensler came out with saying that the account was compromised, but then the US Securities Exchange Commission posted the SEC GovX account was compromised and an unauthorized post was posted. The SEC has not approved the listing and trading of spot Bitcoin exchange traded products. And I think that led to a little bit of frustration among the people, because they did not write has not yet approved or something like that. They said just they didn't approve it. And this wording obviously is not as good as the other one. But what is really weird is that they did not have security measures in place to protect their account, a governmental account, against the hack. So someone was relatively easy entering this US SEC account and posted, so to say, fake news on this account. And there are a couple of theories and speculations why this has happened. But we have to see that. I said we are going to make fun of the SEC, so let's go here. This one is from October, when they said, "Careful what you read on the internet. The best source of information about the SEC is the SEC." Well, what now? Where do we have to go now? Because apparently they are not the best sources of information, right? In fact, they heavily misled and wrecked investors, right? And we are going to look at that as well. So look at that. The SEC has basically, with what they did, wiped out all leveraged longs and all leveraged shorts that are that were stacked around this price action that was going sideways, right? They have wiped out all leveraged instruments in minutes, in a couple of minutes. Let's see here. Green Lantern is already here. GM, slow day today. Just left the sauna hamster wheel waiting for me a tiny bit longer today. Yup. Oh man. And the SEC gotta investigate themselves now for market manipulation. Yeah, absolutely. And I will show you how this is market manipulation. I mean, here you see it, right? But let's take a little bit of a closer look. So here, you see the SEC tweets all Bitcoin ETFs are approved. Boom, price goes skyrocket. But then the price turns around, and there's not really a reason. So I think that what happens is that someone's sell order basically got hit here, or the leveraged were wiped out, so to say. The leveraged longs were wiped out, and that made the price turn around, and then basically here, or the shorts got wiped out, and then the longs get wiped out, or something like that, right? So the price action takes a turn, turns around, and dumps into oblivion. And then, right when we were at the point where these leveraged instruments get wiped out, and you see here this big sale volume, right? The SEC says, okay, sorry boys, fake news account was hacked, price recovers. The SEC regains control of their account, deletes the original tweet, and the SEC tweets they were hacked and have not approved ETFs. And that led to another little bit of a sell-off because of the wording, but then price came back up because people realized, okay, probably it's tomorrow, so now today. It can still happen today, right? So the big question is, are we getting it today or not? And yeah, there are a couple of reasons for and against it, right? But overall, I think it was a really nerve-wracking experience, as you can see here from this doggo. So that was how people felt after that. And that is what how I felt as well, because what did I do? I saw the tweet and I was like, no way, right? So I was like, okay, check the time, check the account. Okay, account is official government one. The time is 10 minutes ago. There's really nothing wrong with this tweet, because I mean, you can get burned if you act too quickly and then it's some fake news, right? So I was like, okay, that's completely right. So let's retweet this, and then let's send it to like 5 people on WhatsApp. And then you have to go back and tell 5 minutes after every of these people, hey, look, it was fake news because the SEC got hacked and I don't know what. Yeah, so that was a little bit of a bummer. So that's really how I felt after that couple of minutes that happened there. Yeah, here we have another one, right? Every year, thousands of American investors lose money to fraud and other security law violations. In some cases, harmed investors may be eligible to receive money recovered from fraudsters. We have resources and info about some ways harmed investors may recover money and so on. Can these leverage traders now recover money from the SEC? For sure, with this all out and what they were saying, yeah, they should try to get some money back to sue the SEC. I think that's what they should do. Clearly, investors feel very, very protected now by the SEC after the SEC basically manipulated the market and lost them a lot of money. So the SEC was like, oh, security breach and so on. So X safety posts then, we can confirm that the account SEC was compromised and we have completed a preliminary investigation. Based on our investigation, a compromise was not due to any breach of access systems, but rather due to an unidentified individual obtaining control over a phone number associated with the SEC account through a third party. We can also confirm that the account did not have two-factor authentication enabled. What? The SEC is going to protect investors, but is not able to protect their own account, right? And so at the time, the account was compromised, and we encourage all users to enable this extra layer of security. More information and tips on how to keep your account secure can be found in our help center. Okay, so now they get double wrecked because they didn't even take the base measures, right? And then someone says here on the side, you cannot see it, wait. Well, to their defense, 2FA is pretty new from 1996. So it's only, 27 years old? Hey, good morning, Luke. What is going on? How are you doing? I hope you are all fine. Guys, do you think, this is a question for the chat. Do you think that spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved today? Because today is the 10th. And according to the Grayscale lawsuit and so on, the SEC would basically be in a little bit of a trouble if they do not approve it today. And there's a little bit more that I'm going to show you that hints in the direction. But do you think it will happen today? Or do you think that this incident will it causes basically a basis for them to delay, right? So there are a couple of reasons why this could have happened. So let's talk a little bit about theories, a little bit about speculation, right? So I also tweeted here everything. So this was my first tweet. If you don't follow me on X, you should. This post is unavailable now because they took it down. But then here, this was the original one from Gary Gensler. SEC account was compromised and so on. I said this is the first time I ever retweeted Gensler. First of all, this was what I posted is remember the last BTC ETF fake news. The market reacted and then it was called off. Are we testing quickly how the markets will react before we go tomorrow or today? This would be today, right? So it could be a test for larger players, so to say, to see. So someone hacked the SEC, really? So this could be real, right? And then they launched a suite to test if there is going to be a more pump or a sell at the news event, right? So this could be one reason. And then after a couple of minutes, you know it. Like they did test the market with this false coin market cap article when they first said that it's going to be approved. Russ Gould is here. Morning. Did you see this week's Ecomi verse? It got spicy about Omi versus Vechain. Love Ron's cryptotherapy and Vechain. Just first 10 minutes or so worth what I did see it. It was an awesome discussion. Or it was super funny also because I mean you see how far the predictions go in either way. I think Rain said that he expects Omi to go in a bullish case to go to $100 billion to $200 billion market cap, which I think is absolutely, I mean, delusional is a strong word, but this is crazy. I mean, a lot has to happen for Ecomi to go to $100 billion market cap. It's like isn't that? Yeah, that's a 1000x. That's a 1000x from here or something like that. At least to 200 billion it is 500x to the other one. But nonetheless, it's completely delusional. Whereas Ron's cryptotherapy, I think, had a $20 billion market cap or so, which would be still 40x, I think, or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Is that a 40x? No, it's not at 500. It's almost an 80x. So that would be still really good, right? And I think that's way more realistic for a bull market scenario than 200 billion. But anyways, yeah. So this is one theory, yeah, that they tested the market. The other one, or another theory that came out, is that they have scheduled the tweet for the 10th, accidentally to the 9th, and it just launched. So that would mean that we can go and look at what was 9 hours ago, was at 11 p.m. Central European Time, CET. So that would mean that if that was scheduled for today, it should have happened at 11 p.m. CET, so European time, Central European Time. Yeah. Crazy Dances, Gary the Weasel Gensler needs to be fired no matter what happened today. Yeah, I think so too. And I think actually this could be more, if Gary gets fired, could be more bullish for the entire crypto space than the actual spot Bitcoin ETF approval. Yeah, so definitely. Russ says, oh, also Ron's crypto therapy has Vechain down as a very long-term hold. You said it could be a security. Would love to see you have him on discuss Vechain and Ecomi. Yeah, absolutely. I've already talked to Ron, and we are going to do, or we at least last year before New Year's Eve, we agreed that he would come on my channel at some point. So that is definitely happening. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I want to ramp things up here on my channel. I want to bring way more stuff for you guys, including getting some people on and talk altcoins and whatever. So if you have any suggestions who you want to see, let me know in the chat. And also, guys, we have 15 people here, but we definitely do not have the likes. So make sure, I mean, if you can combine it with your conscience, I would be really, really grateful if you can drop this like, because it's really important for people that are trying to grow on YouTube to have these likes, because first of all, that makes the algo push out the stream right now, and also it makes it push out then later as a video, and that is just important to get more people in here. Yeah, so and definitely the SEC should be slapped with a lawsuit for market manipulation now. So there was another wild theory also, where someone said that here, what if it was all staged to show that Bitcoin price can be manipulated, and to use the argument to reject the ETF tomorrow. That is a very wild theory. And I don't think that this is the case, because that would mean that they would have to incriminate themselves just to prove that spot Bitcoin ETF can be rejected, right? So they would basically admit to outright market manipulation, and in the US this is a very big criminal offense. So yeah, no. So they would not do this, in my opinion. But I think the most likely theory is that they are paving the way for the market makers, for the big institutions, and that someone said, hey, Gary, please wipe out the longs and the shorts, and something like that, right? Yeah, so but this was before, and I want to show this to you because it's interesting to listen. So what we're about to listen is the Van Eck, Mr. Van Eck himself, talking about the Bitcoin ETFs. This only takes a minute.
Okay, fine. Jan, have you filed the fees?
Yeah, all the fees came out pretty much this morning, Bob, because they're all getting ready to basically list on Thursday.
Okay.
And so that's not been filtered out through all the news. I don't want to talk about the specifics of ours. What I will say, though, I agree with Kathy that, you know, really we're standing on the shoulders of giants, and there are a lot of developers that have worked for free to build the Bitcoin network and continue to add, to make changes to that network. And that we wanted to pay respect to those developers. So we're giving part of our profits that we're making off of this ETF.
But you did publish your numbers this morning, right?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out there. It's out there.
And you don't want to tell us what it is?
No, Doug's compliance people are making me really nervous.
Oh, brother, for crying out loud. But you think it will start trading on Thursday?
VanEck products are competitively priced and very well built.
You're reading like an advertisement. But you believe it's going to start trading Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay, so he really wanted to get this out of him, and in the end he got a yes out of the guy. So he asked in the end, in case you missed it, like, you believe that we are starting trading on Thursday? And it's like, yeah, that's it. But before he was like talking about the fees and how competitive they are, and he just really didn't want to answer that question. So apparently every one of these, like there's also Cathie Wood from ARK Invest on the upper left. And so they all believe that it's today, right? So approve it today, starting to trade on Thursday. So not as expected that, as some people expect that, it will take weeks and months for these ETFs to start trading. So what could happen here is that when the ETF, so I still believe the likelihood is like 90% that this ETF approval comes today. 90%, there is a downside. We discussed the downside in the previous two streams. But a probability of this getting delayed or rejected, and maybe even the event from yesterday is a reason for the SEC to delay it. Where was I getting at? Oh yeah. So the overall, I think the likelihood is very high, and there could be a double effect. So there could be another like a whipsaw pattern as we saw it in Bitcoin because of that. Because we get the approval, and then it results in a sell the news event, like the test, more likely than not, showed, results in a sell the news event. Bitcoin price goes down, but then the next day, the first ETFs start trading, and the reports come in about the trading volume and how much, bullish news on how much money flew into these ETFs in the first day. And then everyone will go crazy about those numbers and like extrapolate them in the future. It's like, wow, everything is going up like crazy. And how much they have to basically accumulate from the market and make Bitcoin price go up. And then maybe that results in a bigger pump afterwards. It doesn't have to happen. Maybe it's also the opposite, and the numbers in the beginning are very slow and not really, no one is getting into the ETFs in the first days. And we have more sell-off, which then could lead to have people buying a little bit cheaper into the ETFs, and then the numbers get better afterwards. But I think this little video snippet was interesting for you to see. Now, quickly on the fees. So this is getting better and better because the fee war is still raging. Like if you remember, Bitwise I think was before at 25, now they are at 0.2. ARK is at 25 now, Fidelity 25, Wisdom Tree at 30, 39, 49, 30 here for Valkyrie and iShares, Bitcoin Trust, which is the BlackRock one. And then there are waiver details, and then there are some waiver details missing, and Hashtags did not update the fees at all just yet. They are probably waiting and see where the fees are going, but maybe they are even being reduced more throughout the day. But yeah, obviously, so for example, I think like the ARK one is really good, 25%, and it's ARK Invest, so that is a really good one. In case someone looks for that, and once again, I cannot fathom enough how important these tickers are, this brr and the hodl and the DeFi. So these are really good. That these three tickers are really good. IBIT is also not bad, but they should have called it IBTC or something like that. But yeah, yeah, overall, it's here's hashtags has a strategy change. I don't know what they did, but hashtags is super small. It doesn't matter. So this is what is going on right now on the side of the ETF. So this is going to be a big day, an important day, and yeah, we will see. We will see how it's going. Then here we also. I asked this morning, did you sell your Bitcoin to the whales? Because while everyone was selling into the fake news, basically, this guy buys BTC and hodls balance close to 700 million. These people that are with a strong conviction, or even institutions and bigger investors, they are buying. Look at this buy history. Just from November to right now, it's like plus 300 every day, 300, then sometimes 70, 470, and so on. So there seems to be like random amounts of Bitcoin added to this, all between 30 and 300 Bitcoin. And you see the balance of this account's like 14,000, almost 15,000 Bitcoin. No sales at all. So these guys, whenever there's a dip, they just add Bitcoins to their wallet, and then they hodl it, right? So it's absolutely crazy. And if you want, you can, I mean, we have to give credit to the people that put this out constantly here. Capital 15C here on Twitter, posting all this stuff constantly of the wallets that they are observing. So really good stuff for us to follow. Finally, some not so good news, but at the same time, it is bigger news, because at Lebanon, Egypt, Argentina, and Turkey, Bitcoin has set new all-time highs. So whenever you hear people talking, oh, bullshit with a hedge against inflation, it is a hedge against inflation in these countries, yeah, that have extensive inflation. So they hold Bitcoin, and their Bitcoin goes to all-time highs all the time because their currency drops to all-time low values all the time, right? So we see it really here. Here we have the Turkish lira against Bitcoin, or Bitcoin against the Turkish lira. You cannot see it. Let me get my face out of the way quickly. And then here we have the Argentinian peso, for example. I think that ticker is a little bit unfortunate, but hey, what's right? But you see here, like, this completely skyrocketed on a 5-year. So they really, it got out of control. The inflation got out of control. And then here we have the Egyptian one, also all-time high. So if Bitcoin makes an all-time high on your currency before the cycle even started, imagine how Bitcoin looks for the people that are holding that in the countries when the bull run, the parabolic phase really started, right? So yeah, I just wanted to quickly show this. Now let's get back to the chat, because you guys had some questions. Sven is asking, are you going to Auxerre? Yes, I am. I will be traveling on the 24th. Then Omicron says, hey PH, Betty Boop, which is a Veve collectible, is stated to be an FA, but there is an article saying the FA was to be dropped in July 2022. I asked for clarification but haven't got a response. If true, it should be an FE. Yeah, but wait. So you're saying that Betty Boop is article saying the FA was to be dropped in July 22 on. So are you talking on about another platform? Because Veve never cares if there's anything already out on another platform. They will always call it a first appearance because they only care if it's a first appearance on Veve. There is no Betty Boop on Veve as far as I recall, so it would be the first appearance of that character. Yeah, so I don't know. For example, I think there were some Deadpool NFTs on OpenSea already, yet it is still an FA. Yeah. Okay, so you say Betty was released somewhere else on a different platform. Yeah, but the Veve doesn't care about this. They did not call the Coca-Cola an FA because it's not the first Coca-Cola NFT was not a character. So it was not the first appearance. It was I think that's why they called it the first edition. I think they never call posters and objects first appearances. Only characters, I think. But I could be mistaken about this. I think it's weird how they do it, but yeah. Russ says, Omi now not talking at Auxier because they don't speak French. Like, what the fuck? I think a lot of holders were waiting for that. Laughable. Yeah. So this is something that really, if they are not talking there and just go there, I mean, I expected the speakers at the event to talk in English. Because otherwise I can just have a community meetup somewhere, right? With all the people. And I mean, what the fuck would I do at an event that has, that has the site in French and English? I expect this a Crypto XR event that says soon and I don't know what to be. I mean, if they don't appear at all, I literally am considering to sell my stuff, right? Yeah, so we will see. I think David and Dan are most have swapping collector cards in a school playground. A bit ridiculous now. Yeah, I don't know. So this is crazy. Betty was released somewhere else on a different platform. They didn't. It's a interesting things. Okay. So let me quickly open the Crypto XR site. Crypto XR. I don't know. Where is the? So here it's a planning. Let's get to the main page. Can I get to the main page? There was something to. Yeah. Anyway, so. The program. Is it that? Or is it? Yeah, I have no idea what I had. There was a site in English, I thought, at least. Yeah, here. Okay, so yeah, before there was davidyu listed as a speaker in this lineup. And apparently he's not anymore. And I don't know. So he's not here anymore is absolutely crazy. I mean, there are at least 150 people or so that have bought tickets for that event. And even VIP tickets to get to the party. And I hope for them that they are going to appear at this event, because if they are not even coming as a guest, then this will be so bad. I think that this will be so bad. Yeah, so this is seriously concerning. This is really concerning. Because you're talking about, yeah, we're doing something for the European fam. Where are the events for the European fam, right? Where are the conventions for the European get together, right? So absolutely concerning. To be honest, this is the most concerning I have seen in a longer time, because this is literally like what they did to the fam with the promises. Just now that they appear in the lineup and then they go away is concerning. Good. Let's quickly look at the Omi price. together. And yeah, first of all, let's look quickly at the Bitcoin price. So the Bitcoin price is retracing at the moment, so that we know where we are. We expected major resistance here at this point. We did hit our target here, so I think we can turn this into green. Hey, Big A, what is going on? So yeah, this whole thing could retest here on top of this today still. And the big question is now, Bitcoin spot ETF today, yes or no? And then if yes, which direction are we going? Are we dropping? Because we still have a CME gap here that wants to be closed, right? So that would be the downside projection. We still have this target here. It would make sense, but then when it started, so what could happen is like this, the daily chart, right? So we retest, we get an approval, price comes down afterwards, starts, I don't know, maybe sell the news event, starts trading with good numbers, comes back up, and I don't know, or maybe it takes a little bit longer time, something like that, right? Yeah. Still buying Blur. Yo, buying Blur. I think I'm up like 150% on Blur, but I still have only a little bit. So season 3 OG, what do you think? I remember that you this is good. Season 3 OG is here and is picking. We can pick his brain. So remember when you called here when we were on stream this base forming? What do you think is going to happen for the Ecomi price here? I mean, I see this trend line, this upward sloping trend line. We have bounced, but I mean, we are in severe risk to just drop through it and to just get really wrecked on Ecomi. What do you think? Are you still bullish on Ecomi? Are you still and everyone, this is for everyone, like 30 people in the chat, guys. By the way, smash the like button for 30 people here at Crypto Morning Coffee, and we want 30 likes for that. But let me know, everyone, what do you think is going to happen for Ecomi? Especially with this outlook, right? For them not showing up maybe, or not having a speaker slot. I mean, how the fuck do you register for an event and then figure out months after, when everyone is excited, that you are not speaking French? Then ask them if you can have it in English. Why would I listen to, like, there is 50 people from the German fam, most of them cannot speak French, right? How are we going to listen to that? They could have said that it's exclusively in French. Yeah, it's hard to call right now. I agree. I agree. I mean, for me, this would be like, can we hold this? Will we get some news? Something like that. I'm honestly, I am considering at the moment. I'm really considering at the moment to roll some of my Ecomi, what I have in Ecomi. It's at a loss anyways. Roll something into Metacade, which has a way lower market cap and actually does something. Maybe I can get a 10x out of that or so, like roll $1,000 or so into that. I don't know. Dan and Dave listed under they will be with us this year. I thought they were just having a booth. Yeah, maybe then. Yeah, I hope that is actually the case. But before they were in the speakers section, I think. Big J78 says, I enjoy Vivian. I have a bag of Omi, but I'm not buying anymore. Way better coins to stack with less risk. I agree. I 100% agree. I mean, everything that you see, like, again, as I said already a year ago on this channel, and constantly I'm saying, you need something to base your decisions on, right? You cannot just say, oh, I believe in the Saint Dan and David, and they will make magic internet money out of the Ecomi token, right? Are you still buying Secret Rare comics? I still have one Secret Rare comic that I want to buy. it's way more expensive than I want to put money in right now, which is Gym83. But at the moment, I put my money into small cap altcoins that I expect to do well in the market. So no, at the moment, I did not buy any more secret rare comics. I still think they will do really well in the bull run. So I'm, again, since the inception of my, not since the inception, but since let's say more than 1 year, I am way more bullish on Veve than I am on Omi. So yeah, the Omi token is really a concerning piece of shit. Yeah. I have to say that because, I mean, quite honestly, if you look at the older videos where we discussed the Omi utility program and the articles, nothing of the good stuff I was excited about is left over. We do not have, so it's very easy to point out what we need for the Ecomi token to do well. A Omi to NFT that reduces the circulating supply. Other mechanics that reduce the circulating supply so that we have a deflationary token and exchange listings. That's it. More you don't need to implement. Yeah, I agree. Season 3 OG definitely more bullish on Veve than on Omi. I mean, technically I have like, from where things stand, but even if I was even with the Ecomi token, I would have more money in Veve than, like, from what I've invested and also from where I am. I've put like 3 times into Veve than I have in in Omi. So I'm definitely more bullish on the Veve collectibles. Yeah, but I'm not buying as much at the moment because I want to increase the percentages of other coins in my portfolio of other cryptos. Because if and in case that Veve and Ecomi does not perform well, I do not want to be left behind, like in the dust, seeing the backlights of everyone, just because I have an overweight of Veve and Ecomi. So what I'm doing is I am holding what I have, but I need to have other projects and coins in my portfolio that can offset and give me nice returns, even though if they are failing completely to implement something for Ecomi, right? And that is the case. I mean, my percentage for Omi is like 10% without calculating NFTs. If you calculate Veve NFTs together, Omi is way lower in percent compared to that. But there's also the Veve side. So yeah, we really have to see. But on the other hand, there is 1 year of bull run, or 1.5 years of massive bull run in front of us, more or less. And there are big things. Big things can come, but we need to see something. And yeah, it's getting disappointing. I said I'll give them time until the halving. The halving is in 3 months, yeah, more or less. Season 3 OG says crypto will move before digital collectibles IMO. Hopefully cryptos can open the marketplace. Definitely. I think it's Bitcoin, then altcoins, and the profit of altcoins goes into NFTs. NFT season only when the bear market for Bitcoin already starts. Yeah. Omi is an absolute shell of its promised utility. Yeah, it's a faint it's a shadow of what it was before, right? I mean, now you can soft stake it for tickets and points that you cannot use. But let's just remember what it was before, right? Let's just remember what it was before. The plan before was you move Omi to your wallet and then you have to stake it there and lock it up for 30 and then 60 and then 90 days and so on. And if you wanted to unlock it in that period, then you would have to pay a 25% or a 10% or whatever breakage fee, that that would go fully into burn. So that was, and if you watch my older videos, you will see it. There was like, if you had 1 million and you want to break that free, you can extract 900,000 and you had to burn 100,000 Omi just for that, right? And then you could also go in the other direction and say fast track for the perks, and you would fast track it and burn like 25% or whatever, right? And then or even 10 or 15%. I don't remember the percentages anymore because it's so long ago. So that would have meant that everyone who wants to get fast to the perks burns Omi, and everyone who wants to sell Omi on exchange would also burn Omi, right? And then additionally, out of your wallet, you would be able to use Omi to purchase collectibles. That was the plan. And the perks were so good from the OUP, like renting collectibles, being able to burn collectibles, buy accessories with Omi, and all that good stuff that they had. It was so good that, yeah, people were so I pressed the button here. People were like, now I lost the chart. But anyways, we go to Bitcoin. Yeah, people were making the math on how the circulating supply would look this year, based on the burns that were promised, right? And this was like, the burns were supposed to start in 2021 or stuff like that. So yeah, it is really disappointing. Dan says, I bought Omi in 2021 and literally nothing that was originally advertised remains. And people like Randy still think a lot of previous utility is still on the table. Yeah, because the Veve team also says that nothing has changed. And now they hired Foster as the Ecomi community manager, and Foster says that he's excited about what is to come, and obviously people say, okay, but then something is coming, right? Yeah, and it isn't right now. We can only assume that what has been currently advertised is still on the table, and that is bronze tickets only. Yeah. Yeah, also land sales. Don't forget about land sales, because one of the main drivers for the tokens in the last bull run, like Sand and Mana, and also I think even for the metaverse on ADA and so on, was that the token can be used to purchase land. And that was something that was clearly stated and advertised by Veve, left as a possibility until last year, like until 2023. And then it was said that it's not coming anymore. So yeah, that definitely not happening. Season 3 OG says, I'm still trying to figure out how Randy and Crypto Rain came up with Omi hitting 100-200 billion market next bull run. That's insane. Yeah, it's completely insane. It will. I mean, the likelihood of that happening is almost zero, and I have not yet heard the reason how this would happen, because that means that Ecomi does a 10x to 1.8 billion. I would see that as a possibility still. 1.8 billion or so, then the whole market goes a little bit up. So let's say it goes to 5 billion, but it still will be a top 300 coin at 5 billion. And then, yeah, so that's about it, right? So somewhere as Ron's Cryptotherapy says, in the most bullish case, 20 billion. I would agree with that. I would even think that this is very optimistic. And that only the bullish case, you have to imagine, the bullish case means they implement what they have promised in that cycle, and they get the listing on Coinbase and on other exchanges. Yeah. So I would really, maybe that's the thing. I should invite Crypto Rain on my channel and ask him how he comes up with that market cap, because yeah, I think we need to understand how these predictions come into place, right? Because that means that people have to allocate. So 10x is 1.8 billion, so 18 billion is 100x, right? Is that correct? From 180 million, 10x to 1.8 billion, 10x to, yeah, so 100x, right? Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, with all the listings and so on, yes. Omi has a real product, the complete opposite of crypto. Crypto is strictly hype. I disagree. Omi does not have a real product. It is Veve is the product, and even then, there is no mechanic that ties Ecomi to those revenues that they make on Veve. If there was still the buyback functionality that they implemented, then yes, then I would agree with you. But it is not, right? They cannot do it. Big J says, feel bad for Randy. He's going down with the ship not being diversified. I mean, it's like, if it does well, if they bring something unexpected instead of announcing they deliver, then he will do really well, right? He will do really well then. And that is the risk that he's willing to take. I mean, he says it, right? Duck and cover, hey, what's going on? Always late to the party, no problem. We are still online. Dan says, I was sold on Omi because it was a crypto that was finally tied to a viable revenue generating product, not just a shitcoin. Yeah, exactly. So that was the initial idea. So the initial idea was that part of the revenue of Veve is used to buy back Omi and then to burn that Omi, constantly reducing the circulating supply. That was a promise. That was one of the promises. Mark says, nobody in the US can even buy Omi with any ease yet. How do you expect it to really run while it's being throttled? Yes, that is a very good point. I think, though, Bitforex is available from the US, right? So technically there's an exchange, and then also the way that they all buy with MetaMask connecting to Uniswap, because you can buy Omi on Uniswap. But other than that, I agree, we need exchanges, and yeah. Duck and Cover says, today will be a good day, either a good profit or an amazing buy opportunity. Happy either way, personally. Yeah, that is definitely the case. You make a good point. So if Bitcoin ETF does not get approved, just no comment, right? It's just not an approval until midnight in the US, then expect this to go down hard. So I would then say, yeah, we close the CME gap, and then we're fine, right? If it gets approved, we will see. Then there could still be the sell the news event, and there could be, let's pump it to 50-something thousand, right? Dan says, I don't think Omi will go to 0. I can totally see it going to 0.005, no problem, but that's so far from what we hoped. Yeah, that's absolutely that's way too far. And still, this would leave many people that bought in the end of the bull run still in a loss. There are many people that have like an average of 0.007. Yeah. Mark says, I heard there's a blue chip coin based solely on the fact it's named after one of the Buterin's cats. That's real crypto right there. Yeah, exactly. TomTom says, hello again. Strange day so far. I think crash is coming. Omi should go lower, but it's manipulated. Yeah, Ecomi is heavily manipulated by the whales, so also don't get this confused. And if Bitcoin crashes, sometimes Ecomi has pretty good days because whales are moving funds out of Bitcoin and the rest of the market into Omi. Yeah, Big J78 says, people in the US buy tons of shitcoins with ease. That is just an excuse. Nobody is interested in Omi right now. Yes, and don't forget the FUDers are responsible for Omi not being listed on exchanges. Yeah, don't forget that. That is also a reality that we have to face, right? Yeah, and then in 3 months we will have another explanation. Yeah, we will have another explanation. So yeah, it is unfortunately very dissatisfying. We know already that we probably will not hear anything in the next 2 months and 20 days about Ecomi. Then people will get bronze tickets and can craft Veve NFTs with it. And what then? What then? I hope really that that Foster will have something to talk about really soon, because it's getting problematic for for Ecomi, because their coin does not have anything to talk about on Twitter, and that is what people are basing their research on. Yeah, they need to come up with daily content for Ecomi, and I don't know what that blockchain team does, and I really hope that the blockchain team is not just one person trying to figure out some integration. I hope that is really a bigger team. Yeah. ETH seems like it wants to go up, but I think this whole SEC fake out is bad for the market. Yes, absolutely, it's bad for the market. It shattered a lot of trust, which they tried to instigate, and yeah. So we are going to keep a close eye on the market today. And by the way, guys, I just quickly want to mention, so a lot of what we are talking about here in the stream, I will make short of it, because a lot of people ask that the streams for some people are too long. So I will make a short video about some of the content. So for example, today the video will be about the SEC hack and Bitcoin for those people who are not able to watch the stream, but still want to get the info. So there will be a lot more videos in shorter format coming out. And yes, so if you sometimes do not have the time, then make sure to check out those videos. And this will always come out some hours after the stream. Yeah. Believe me, Mark D says, believe in the dudes I know that bought Doge are sure as fuck not going to figure out how to buy Omi. Yeah. So likewise for everyone who is using one exchange and Omi is not on that exchange, I know so many people, they just buy what is on that exchange. That's enough for them to have just the selection that this exchange has. They are not going through the trouble like me to have like 10 different exchanges where they can log on. So yeah, that's definitely happening. Duck and Cover says, I have no faith I have no faith it will happen, but I'm hoping for some news at CryptoXR. Yeah, but as we said, so if they do not have a speaker slot, okay, maybe we only get something out of them by talking to them. Yeah, if they have a booth. Bob Sales says, what up everyone? Hey Bob Sales, what is going on? And Omi always been a bad investment. Yeah, at the moment it is the worst investment in my portfolio, and yeah, that's unfortunately not good. And this is also the reason why I do not, at the moment there's no reason to say, hey, let's allocate more money to Omi. There's just no reason, and that's probably also the reason why this thing doesn't move. Guys, 58, yeah, that would be the dream. 35 people here. Make sure to smash up the like button for this live stream if you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And make sure to tick the little bell to always get notified when videos are coming out. And guys, if you want to support me, if you want to sponsor this channel and get me to put up more and more content, then hey, consider becoming a channel member. You get something in return, which is that you can come into our Telegram group where awesome rare hodlers are talking altcoins and crypto investments all day. Also Ecomi and Veve talk going on there. So if you want to become a rare hodler, then you can yeah, you can just become a channel member on this channel. Somewhere down below there is the opportunity. You can also leave a super thanks if you want, but at least leave a like, please. And if you didn't like it, then leave a dislike, please. Then I at least know that you didn't like it. And guys, wherever you are on the world,